Hello, welcome friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshakar, and I welcome all of you again to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. As all of you are aware, friends, this is a very interesting series where we discuss emerging companies from emerging sectors, and we make it a point to talk to the promoters and the top managements of such companies. This helps us get a better understanding about their company's business model, their growth journey till now, their growth aspirations, and what are their future growth plans. And friends, this helps all our investors to take a very conscious investment call when they invest in such companies. And friends, today we've got another interesting company which is going to hit the capital market very soon. The company's name is Simca Advertising Limited. And I have the privilege and pleasure of having the chairman and managing director, Mr. Fahim Batliwala.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me over here. Thank you so much.
So it's a pleasure for me, Mr. Fahim. Without wasting time, sir, first elementary question which we ask all the promoters, if you could tell us something about your business journey. How did this business start? Was it started by your father, or was it a first generation kind of effort from your own side? And just a related question is, if you can give us in a nutshell, what's the broad business model of Simca? And what is the positioning of our company in the advertising market? Because we have read a lot about it in the prospectus and the presentation, but from your own side, we would definitely appreciate it.
Simca Advertising was started 50 years ago from my father. So basically, when we started, we were just into an asset establishment company where we just used to look for billboards in Mumbai and we used to put up the billboards. But with time, we have evaluated ourselves and we have changed into a 360-degree company where we provide all the solutions to our client, whether it is retail or whatever the client wants. Billboards, they want transit media, they want airports, they want anything what they want, we provide them with that. And at this point of time, Simca has more than 225 displays in Mumbai. And overall, we have a consortium with 250 different vendors all over India. So any of our client who wants billboard in any part of India, we can provide them with that.
Cool. And Mr. Fahim, one more thing which I wanted to understand is that typically in terms of the more of the sectors, people, investors are very keen to know that which are the large sectors which the company caters. Obviously, FMCG and typically the consumer durable sectors must be there. But apart from that, if you could give us a rough kind of mix of the sectors you cater, like in say FY26 and 25. What was the larger contribution from which sector? Like which were the dominant sectors for you, which actually contributed to your business?
Absolutely. See what we do, we have an agency module as well. So what happens, we have direct clients and agency business as well. So you would see 50% of our business come from agencies. But out of the other 51 business, I would say the basic business is BFSI, FMCG, real estate, and then entertainment. So all of them are equally divided to 20 to 25% segment of that.
Okay. Understood. Mr. Fahim, now just wanted to know what could be the share of outdoor advertising and digital advertising, because I believe you all are present in both the verticals. So outdoor advertising, what could be the broad percentage be like, and digital advertising?
Absolutely. So now everything is changing from digitalization. Like if you go to any of the client, what they want is digital billboards. You go to most of them, they want digital billboards because the kind of visibility you get, it's phenomenal. Every client demands that they want to go to digital billboards. So I would say at this point of time, 60% is digital and 40% is static.
Okay. And typically, tell me one thing, like, are we operating on a pan-India basis? When you say that you are largely into the outdoor advertising space, digital advertising is also there. So is your presence geographically well spread out pan-India? If you could give us some flavor on that.
Absolutely. The assets that we owe is only Mumbai based. But the campaigns that we do is pan-India campaigns. So you name the brand, most of brand, whatever the campaigns, what we do pan-India campaigns from them. So you name any of the banking sector, or you said the realtors who are developing different part, we do pan-India campaigns from them.
Okay. Mr. Fahim, just wanted to understand broadly, is there any, client concentration in our business, like top 5 or top 10 customers? Do they account for a large percentage of your business, or is it evenly spread out? If you could please tell us.
I would say it's pretty much evenly spread out. But yeah, there are few customers who spend a lot of money with us. So yeah, there are repeated clients as well. But I would say 60% is that and 40% comes from new clientele every year as well. So if you see last year, we closed at 73 crores. This year, we closed at 123 crores. So the jump is because of the new clients that we've got.
Okay. No, I think very nice to hear. Sir, now tell me one thing, like when you get a new client, when you sign up a new client, what are the broad expectations of these clients? Because, this is a very demanding business. People spend money, but they obviously expect results. So how do you actually, take care of the expectation part? Because obviously you are a service provider. So,
That's
tell us the process right from the time the client comes in, you sign up the contract, and then what are the, kind of strategies and the kind of efforts you take to make the campaign successful?
See, it's very simple for us. What client wants, we deliver them to them. It's not that if a client wants specific billboard, and if my billboard is not suitable for the client, we'll take it from a different vendor and give it to our client because I want my clients to stay really happy. It's not that I will just push my sites to them. So we
Okay.
dominate in Mumbai. So what happens if anyone wants to do a major campaign in Mumbai? For example, Bandra ceiling. So what
Okay.
happens? The client wants Bandra ceiling. What we do, we give them Bandra ceiling. But at the same time, we have billboards all over Mumbai. We have 225 displays. So what we do to make sure that client gets good visibility, some Lokhandwala side, from Jew Circle side, we'll give them FOC 5 to 7 days so that they get a lot of value add for their campaign. And because we are so much dominant in Mumbai in the kind of sites we have, the kind of presence we have, with FOC sites, the clients are really happy as no other vendor can provide them those FOC sites.
Okay. No, I think just to ask you a very simple question that you say you are the most dominant player in Mumbai. Very nice to hear that. But Mr. Fahim, tell me one thing: like, are there any comparable peers? Because this industry has seen many companies going public. So
That's
is there a fair amount of competition, or is the market large enough for everybody to accommodate and get business? How is
no.
the competitive intensity?
See, I would say the player, if I say competition, there are two big players which are competition to us. I would say that is Bright Advertising and Signpost. Apart from
Okay.
that, the market share belongs to all three of us. That's what I believe in that.
Okay, okay, understood. Mr. Fahim, now tell me one thing on a macro side. You have been, handling this company for a very long time after your father started it. Tell me on a macro opportunity, looking at the current GDP growth, the kind of growth which we are seeing in the manufacturing sector. How do you see the advertising market shaping up over the next say 3 to 5 years? Because currently we are small but growing very rapidly. In your
That's
sense, what kind of growth do you see in the next say 2 to 3 years? Which can give all our investors a better deal of comfort. When they see your company.
I would believe the outdoor industry at this point of time is somewhere around 5.5 to 6,000 crores per annum. And the way it's growing, I would believe the bare minimum also the way it's growing is 8 to 10% per annum, which is really good on terms of outdoor advertising. I'm only talking about outdoor advertising. And whereas comes to Simca advertising, we've done a good job for ourselves. The first year we started, we did 10 crores. The second year, what we did was around 44 crores. The third year, what we did was 74 crores. And last year, we closed at 123 crores. So you
Okay,
can see the jump in the revenue for us.
correct.
And because of the jump, I believe the kind of clientele that are coming in at this point of time, I don't think so. It's very difficult for us to double our business in the next 3 years.
So understood. And one more thing, Mr. Farim, which is very important, I think you will also appreciate. The most important element of a advertising agency is the talent and the people who run it.
That's right.
How have you managed to nurture such a good team, and how have you managed to actually ensure that this continuity remains? Because finally, the key man in the organization is very important. So tell us, in what way have you incentivized this process, or how have you motivated people so that this team actually has delivered and it's properly reflected in the numbers as you mentioned.
See, I believe I am the one who is working on top, but I believe it's complete hard work of my team. They've been working extremely hard, and I have people who are working with me from last 15 to 20 years. No one has left the job. So being with me from 20 years, they know everything about the business in and out. So you name the developer, any relator in Mumbai, everyone has a tie with Simca Advertising. And it's all
Okay.
because of my team, the way they work, the way they have connections. I would tell what Simca Advertising is because of my team, the way they have worked for me.
Okay. I think nice to know. Mr. Fahim, now tell me one thing broadly. I think this is an important question from an investor standpoint. We all know the financials. You have mentioned the financial. We'll ask you the financial question later. But in
Mhm.
qualitative terms, there are many advertising agencies. As you said, the nearest comparables are Bright and some other company. But in what way do we add value to the customer? What are the qualitative kind of positives for our company, which possibly the other companies don't have, and that's why we have grown faster than them. If you could tell us 2 3 points on the qualitative side, that whether our service is good, our execution is good, our understanding of the customer needs is good, what exactly is the qualitative positive for our company? If you could please tell us.
See, first of all, Simca is a 50-year-old company. So when a company is 50-year-old, there's a trust. The trust is built in the company's name. Secondly, we have unity. So what happens, like Bandra Ceiling, Juhu Circle completely belongs to Simca Advertising. So any client who wants to display any of the display, they have to come to Simca. Whether they come through bright advertising, signposts, any one of them, they will have
Correct.
to come to Simca for the display. So that makes the
Okay.
most advantage for us. Secondly, there are government norms. So because we own the assets in Mumbai, all these billboards belongs to Simca Advertising. We are the owner of the sites. Hence the
Okay.
kind of pricing that we can provide them, no one else can provide at the same price. And
Okay.
because, as I said, there are government norms of 70 meters, like in outdoor advertising, if you put up a billboard, no one can put up a billboard into 70 meters of your billboard. And because
Okay.
in 50-year-old company, all the billboards that we put, they're on prime location. So even if
Okay.
someone wants to put up a billboard in that area, they have to leave 70 meters. The kind of
Okay.
Simca advertising can get, there is no other media owner can get that kind of eyeballs.
Okay.
Hence, it becomes easier for us to convert the clients and make them understand this is what's happening.
Okay. Understood. Just for my information, Mr. Fahim, roughly how many billboards could we be having on our books, like in terms of ownership, roughly?
See, ownership, we have 38 billboards, but right now we
Okay.
are running more than 100 billboards in Mumbai, and we have more than 225 displays in Mumbai
Oh, okay.
because of LED. So one LED has 6 different displays. So at this
Okay.
point of time, we have more than 225 displays for different clientels.
Okay. Understood. Okay, now let's come to the financials. Mr. Fahim, you mentioned the numbers are pretty good. If you could please share the FY26 numbers, because your prospectus has given data points till December. So if you could
That's
tell us what have we achieved till March 26 in terms of top line, and your EBITDA and your profit after tax, so that will help us understand you better.
So we have crossed 123 crores in financial year March 2026 with a profit margin of 15%, PAT of 15%.
Okay. And any specific reasons, the volume of business increase or the pricing input, what was the key reason for this smart jump? I mean, obviously it's a good reason to know, but typically what were the key triggers for this, kind of good performance?
I would say there's a combination of two things: new clienteles and converting a static billboards into LEDs. So in last year, we've converted a lot of our sites into LED displays. So as I
Okay.
said, when we convert a static board into an LED display, we get 6 different displays on the same billboard. So
Okay.
as we said, there are a lot of scarcity in Juhu. So because people were looking for more sites in Juhu, we converted our static billboards into LED billboards. So instead of
Okay.
having one client on that billboard, now I can have 6 different clients. So when
Okay.
you have 6 different clients, the revenue jumps on that. And then we've got new clientels as well. Like,
Now, tell me one thing, like normally in our business, Mr. Fahim, do you require to spend a reasonable amount of money on additions of new billboards? Like, obviously this business obviously will scale as you expand your network. So how does this business work? Does every year do you have to add on the billboards, or do you have a little bit of planning, like, you need to get a better realization from the same billboard? As you said, 5 or 6, more customers come and use the same billboard. So is it like every year a reasonable amount of capex has to be spent on new billboards from the company side?
yeah, I would say the capex is only for conversion of static billboards into LED billboards. The
Okay.
costing of converting one LED is around 2 CR. So you have to
Okay.
spend 2 CR to convert one static billboard into LED billboard. So that's the
Okay.
maximum expense that we have to pay. But
Okay.
because of conversion, we are getting instead of 1 to 6 displays. So
Correct.
revenue generation goes really high and the profit also goes high on that side.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Now tell me one thing. Like I was wanting to know, sir. Your working capital management has also been good. So what's the total debt on the books, and how do you normally finance your working capital? Like typically, how does the working capital cycle happen? Like you sign up a client. Does the client pay you upfront, or does the client pay you after the entire campaign is over? Because clearly, working capital management in our business is very critical, and it's pretty good from your side. So tell us, how have you managed this?
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, Simca is a debt-free company. We have zero debt on us. Zero means zero. There's no debt on us at all. Secondly, whatever money that we make, the revenue that we generate from our business, I'm using the same funds to grow my company. So
Okay.
that's how we are generating funds from that. So whatever profit that we make, whatever revenue we are generating, we are using in the same business. That's what we are doing.
No, but typically, just for my understanding, Mr. Fahim, like typically when a new customer comes in, he says, "Okay, I want to start this advertising campaign in these areas." Don't you expect some amount of cash flow from him, or basically it's all your own funding which you do upfront, and then the cash flow comes? Does it work like that?
Absolutely works like that's what happens once the billing is done. After billing is done, you get the payment within 90 days from the client. That's how it works.
Okay.
That's an
Okay.
industry norm. So outdoor
Okay.
industry works like that. Once the billing is done, within 90 days you'll get the payment. So for that 90 days, I have to use my own funds to
Okay.
pay clientele, to pay off the landlords, to pay the municipality fees. That's how it works.
No,
So
understood.
that's a lot of working capital.
Yeah. Okay, now the most important question for the interview, that is, we are going public, so it's a big credibility part and a good achievement for you and your team. Sir, tell us what is the main objective of raising this money and how much money are we planning to raise from the capital market?
We are raising around 58 crores. So out of which 13 crores is going for LED conversion.
Okay.
Around 15 to 20 crores is working capital.
Okay.
5 crores we are paying to a company called Capital Media, where we've acquired 20 LED bus shelters partnership in that company.
Okay.
And then we have Wi-Fi expense as well.
Okay, understood. Achha, now one more thing which is visible in the prospectus, Mr. Fahim, which I think investors would love to hear clarity from your side, is that there are many companies which the promoter owns in their personal capacity. Now, going forward, the business is similar. I mean, what is the thought process? Like, this is going to be your listed company where the promoter is going to put all his efforts, here. So going forward, will we expect that all that will get consolidated and, there would be no related party transactions? Will this happen, or, will it continue side by side?
No, sir. What happened when we converted into a Simca Advertising Limited company? All the agreements were in the proprietorship company. So with time, we are converting all those sites into limited. If you go to see, even at this point of time, we've already converted 7 of them into limited. So I believe in next 2 years, all the billboards will be converted into limited, and we have no direct billing from Simca proprietorship company. All the billing is done through only limited in that. So there is no business in a proprietorship company. Zero business.
Okay, understood. I think thanks for the clarification. Now tell me one thing, Mr. Fahim, just a related question. Like you manage the company right from the front, but tell me on a functional level, what is your main kind of role in the company? Obviously, you must be having a full-fledged team. So if you could tell us what is your functional role, and typically, whether it is marketing, whether it is strategy, getting new clients, what is the most important thing which you are responsible for?
I'm just responsible taking care of my team. I have 8 different team leaders. So my job is to speak to all those 8 different team leaders and trying to understand what's happening in the market, how they're performing, and somewhere where I feel they are not up to the mark or any reason they cannot handle that. So that's when I go to those clients and understand what the problem is. And that's what exactly I do. So being honest, it's my team who's working extremely hard for me. My job is to speak to all those team leaders and understand what's going wrong. And I am looking to expand my business at this point of time. So I'm planning to start up new business in Bangalore as well. I want to put up my own billboards in Bangalore because right now Mumbai is our strength. Pan India, we do agency campaigns, but I want to put up our own billboards in Bangalore as well. For that, I've been traveling a lot to Bangalore, and very soon you will see Simca Advertising Limited having their own assets in Bangalore as well.
Oh, I think nice to know. Sir, last question, which is very important. I think, we've seen COVID, but now things have come back to normal. Tell me one thing, that when you come to office every day morning, what's the first important thing which you monitor, and what is the broad risk in our business? Like typically every industry has some risk, but in our industry, what is the noticeable, measurable risk, and how have you managed this risk so well? So if you could please tell us.
So being honest, since COVID, even during COVID years, Simca Advertising was a profitable company. There are a lot of companies which showed loss. Till today, Simca has never shown loss. So even during COVID times, we made profit for a company. Secondly, I don't believe there are much risk in outdoor advertising at this point of time, because each and every client, whichever company that comes up, whichever startup that comes, the first thing they want to do is advertise, and through outdoor advertising. So I believe I don't find any risk. It's been there since centuries and for centuries to come. I don't find there is any risk in media business, outdoor business at this point of time.
Okay. So I think very nice talking to you, Mr. Fahim. I think my best wishes to you, your entire management team, and
Thank
sir,
you.
best wishes for the public issue also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Really nice talking to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Thanks.